So here's a wild tour story. I went to Las Vegas to perform. I met a very, very attractive girl from Texas. You know, we were out there partying or whatever extremely hard. We hooked up, and I didn't get to see her till years later, maybe like 2 years later or whatever. And I got to see her again, not so long, well, not that long ago, but not, you know, maybe like about 2 years ago. I saw her over there, and we hooked up again. This is a really crazy tour story for me because we actually ended up having a kid together. And I didn't know about this kid. And she went to Los Angeles and told me about it. You know, I went through the whole Maury paternity test and all that. And the kid ended up actually being my son. Now, this kid, he lives with me and all of that. But I always go back to the time of me having fun and, you know, me making music. And I think this was a very, very strong decision for me to make as a man because, you know, I could have been like one of those negligent, ignorant fathers that, you know, say, oh, well, I don't know, or I don't want to take that test or whatever. But, you know, I think it was very serious and important for me because I come from a broken home. So I looked at it like, on behalf of me partying, doing music and all of that, I'm not gonna have a kid go through the same thing that I went through. So yeah, he's my son now. I mean, he's always been my son, but he's my son, and I took him in, and I'm very proud of the decision that I made. Now I can actually, you know, help him become a man, help him become a better man, and, you know, I could shelter him with love, and he don't have to be a part of the streets or none of that craziness. So I think that has to be the wildest tour story for me. And my son now, he's about to be 3. And before I came on tour, I spent, you know, a lot of time with him. You know, I took him swimming and I actually taught him how to play soccer for the first time. I've been teaching him all kinds of sports. He got used to me extremely fast, so I'm really happy about that. I just found out this in the beginning of this summer, or a little bit before, that he was my son. So yeah, I just found out that he was my son, and as soon as I did, I had his mom fly him to Los Angeles, and he just stayed with me for like months. And I did that because I felt like he needed to get to know me. I didn't really need her supervision or nothing like that. I already have 2 other sons that I'm a really good father to, and she knows that and understands that. So she was cool with him being with me. Plus, I felt it was really important for my son to be around his brothers, my you know, my family members, my peers. I think it was really important for him to know who I am, because how is he gonna get to know me if he only sees me on a weekend or something? So I thought it was really good that, you know, we got to hang out, and overall the most fun part is when you teach your kids sports. You know what I'm saying? For all the good fathers out there, I think they understand that when you teach your kids sports is the best. When you teach them how to catch, how to throw, you know, how to do all that, I think is really important. So if anybody out there, you know, has a story like that, you know, I suggest you do the right thing and show them love, because kids need love. So I got a 2-year-old. His name is Giovanni, and I have my son Max. He's about to be 3, and then I have my son Daniel. He just turned 10. Having kids at a very young age, it made me more responsible. It made me more mature. I think I had to mature extremely fast in order, you know, to pay bills, be considerate of my son's mother's feelings and what they want to do and how they want to raise our kids. I think it was a big responsibility, but that allowed me to make a very, very good structure for music, because it made me responsible. So it made me, you know, responsible when it came to writing music and what am I gonna write about, and how to get into my deepest feelings and my deepest thoughts in order for me to make the music that I make now. Because, you know, it's extremely hard for me to make music that just talks about a Laffy Taffy or a yogurt, or that talks about a panda. It's extremely hard for me to make music like that. I think the music that I make, it has to do a lot with, you know, the struggles and coming from a broken home and making, you know, dumb decisions as a kid, being a part of gangs, and how you deal from being a part of something that you can't get away from. And how do you teach the little young homies on how to survive? How do you teach young women that they gotta have, you know, self-respect for themselves, and how they shouldn't become a victim of our environment, because I feel like that's what we put women through a lot by getting them pregnant at a young age, you know what I'm saying? So I talk about stuff like that. I can't talk about the quick, trendy club music, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I've been trying to make music like that for a long time. I just can't do it because, you know, I guess my thought process is a lot different. I would say my son Daniel, he's the oldest, and he's really into music. He loves music, he loves rapping, he loves beatboxing, he loves to freestyle. He's been on some of my songs too. They call him Baby Guns. He's more into school now because school's extremely hard for him. I put him in a good school and all of that, so he focuses all his time on that. That's why he's not, you know, really doing any songs, or I'm not even focused on bringing him out on any songs. But he does love music a whole lot. It kind of scares me because I know this music life is tough. You know, you gotta have tough skin. Sometimes you get haters and people you don't even know about, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want my son to go through nothing like that. And that's something I learned through music. Sometimes people hate you, you know, and you don't even know about that. And I don't think that's a good thing, so I try to keep them away from that.
It's bigger than just one hit. It's more like longevity at the end of the day. So just with that understanding, them understanding that I'm in a blessed position, you know, creatively, you know, to continue doing what I've been doing, you know, and that's taking music to the next level and keeping it original.
One of my favorite verses is So Dope with Tech Nine, because he sent me a song. The girl that doesn't talk about sex sent me the most sexual song ever. And he was like, well, get on it. And I was like,
just out of all the talking and smoking and noise and laughing, he just goes, I'm ready. And you're like, what are you talking about? You just sitting there. What are you talking about? And he goes in the fucking booth and he's like, when the Remy's in my system, ain't no telling. He's like, hold on, let me do it again. About maybe 2-3 times, and then he just goes.
It was like, yo, Cap, like, I fuck with you, bro. Like, you can, all these beats, like, you can have all these beats you want right here. And I remember we went to the last beat. He was like, this beat right here, though, this is the one you got to do tonight, though. This is the one right here.